Hello, let's create custom performance analyzer charts for our dynamic views for such objects as nodes or interfaces. So first what we need to do is to find an interface. I will choose the one that has quite a lot of bandwidth. And from here we have access to the built-in charts of the performance analyzer. So we can access it by clicking the performance analyzer button. And here we have quite nice charts for performance utilization, for received BPS, errors, discards, and we can modify them. So we can, for example, remove utilization, and we can save them. However, when we save this analysis project, then we can access it only via a dedicated performance analyzer dashboard or using a custom widget. This change will not be visible when we return to the built-in performance analyzer of the interface details. So I can go back, leave, and when I click again, I have the same chart. So let's say that I want to have not last 12 hours, but for example, last 7 days. So I can change it to last 7 days. And what you can do now to use it is to copy paste the URL. Let's remove the IP address or the DNS. And from here, you can see that there's quite a lot of information from the URL. And in fact, all the charts information is actually here. So SolarWinds is able to generate this chart only using this data. So we can use it. So for example, if we copy it, and we'll create a new widget for us. Customize page, add widget, and here we need to find user links. Drag and drop, edit, let's paste it, and let's call it test per stack. Open a new window, submit, and let's see how it will work. Great, you can see we have last 7 days. However, in order for this to be dynamic, you can see it here that we have an interface here. So in order for this URL to be dynamic, we need to change this static ID interface to a dynamic one. And the simplest way is to replace all and use a dynamic interface ID. Find what? And interface ID. There you go. And now this URL should be dynamic. So we can copy paste it. User links, edit, submit. And now, when you run the test PerfStack, you can see there's no change. However, if you would go to any kind of other interface, this would work dynamically. So due to this, we were able to take advantage of dynamic performance analyzer charts. And I have prepared a few others for you. So we have PerfStack with Syslogs, events, discards, CPU, response time, and so on for last 7 days. We have PerfStack without errors or discards, last 30 days. PerfStack default, however, for last 7 days and not last 12 hours. Let's open the first one. And you can see here that this chart is very different. And you can use it dynamically for any interface you'd like. So we have CPU of the node, response time, as well as discards and network configuration changes, as well as syslogs. And we can check what is happening with our syslog messages using this approach. And all of this is directly connected to our link from user links. We can check additional one. So for example, without errors and discards. So this one we would use if we want to simply check utilization BPS, but don't want to see the errors and discards, especially for virtual interfaces. And PerfStack default last 7 days. The same, but with a different time period. And we can do the same with the device. So I can go to switch to my node, and you can see I have already prepared the user links, and I have PerfStack default last 7 days, as well as PerfStack with syslogs, config changes, response time, alerts, and so on. So I can go to default, and you can see this is the same one that is built in. However, I have here I have a different time period. And I have PerfStack with Syslog. So this is on the node level, it is not on the interface level. And I can see I have a network configuration change here. I can click on it and see I have config change, startup config change. And I can click on this and check exactly what was changed. So when we go to the default one, so here we have performance analyzer for the device, and click on it. You can see that we have some nice charts here, like response time, CPU, memory, and so on. However, we don't have syslogs, we don't have network configuration changes, or any other additional chart that you would like to see. So how do we do it for the nodes and for the devices? So on the user links, here you can see that we have node ID. So very similar to interface object. However, here we have node ID dynamic value, which allow us to use dynamic charts on any kind of node details website. And you can check all of those examples in the description. You can also simply copy-paste each URL to your user links widget. Thanks, and see you soon.